Turn the game. Alright guys, today I'm going to run some low level dungeons just because I feel like it. This is my 85 druid, Shamron or Shinrod. It was supposed to be Shamron, but I couldn't get it because it happened to have been taken on my server. My gear is nothing too special. Most of it is low level, except the staff and everything. My DPS is about 14k to 18k. But I really don't look for high amounts of DPS. Yes, I do try to out DPS a lot of people, but sometimes it doesn't work. If anybody has any tips or help on how to get my DPS higher, I'd greatly appreciate that. Me being a balanced druid, I really don't know the rotation all that well for a balanced druid. I'm so used to playing feral, and with that said, I'm pretty good at playing my cat. I got so used to playing it, that's how I leveled up so fast. I would go into dungeons, solo them if I was a couple levels higher and I had the health. I was doing decent amount of DPS for a druid. Not outstanding, but what was the outstanding part for my DPS for my cat form was the fact that I could stay up longer than most people soloing dungeons that were Lich King and stuff. Yeah, most people say they can do it, but if I had the cat gear, I would show you how good of a player I am. But right now, funds are kind of low. I have 178 gold. Nothing too special. The only reason why I have that kind of gold is I'm kind of lazy and I haven't played in over 3 weeks and everything. But first dungeon I'm gonna run for you today is stockacd. Yes, I know stockacd is a level 20 dungeon, but there's something about stockacd that it's just awesome to run solo. I do this on my warrior that's 70, but that's no challenge, seeing as most people level 70 can solo almost any dungeon that's that level, if they're good enough. But I just have fun. I do this to just chill out, relax, get some things. So what I'm going to show you today is what I usually use for the rotation. I stack haste, but if anyone wants to help me with the average haste for a druid, that has my item level. I have 383 to 386. I have, if you actually want to say, instead of taking my word for it, my average haste is 20%, and I cast Wrath in 1.6 seconds and Moonfire in 2.25. But I know that can be better for most people, but for right now that's actually as best as I can get it. Being 85, this dungeon's a breeze. You just pull everything in sight. So, right now my warrior would be dead. I know I didn't go down the other hallway. So I'm just building up. And this is Star Surge, 18k with that. Moonfire, I'm gonna open that up and show you. 18k easy. Stack up my things on them. Spam them with that for 16k. And send my trees on him. Yeah, kinda didn't do much there, but AoEs. But when you get to a big mob like that, you kinda have to. I could have done better in cat form. As I said, it's where my specialty lies. I've done 1 to 85 in a month, but that was hard to do because it took me a little bit to actually get from 1 to 85. Because the last level for me, I ended up had a hard time with the quests because I was sitting there looking at the map screen, didn't have any add-ons, didn't know what they were. I was still a noob to World of Warcraft. I had an 85 DK. I was so used to playing him. I could easily solo any dungeon from 80 and under. I was doing so much damage. When Cataclysm came out, it was so insane. Like people looked at me and wanted me to solo dungeons with them. They wanted just me to run them through so they could get the gear and be geared for the dungeon when the time came. As you see here, I have auto loot on. It comes in handy when you're a farmer, miner, because you don't want to sit there and be picking up nodes one by one and have somebody fly in and be farming as well. Trust me, it gets annoying. I run this about 3-4 times just to get the low level greens to send to my warrior for disenchanting. Just so he can get the mats for his enchanting to get up. But I really can't say anything bad about this. I'm actually going to go to a training dummy after I'm done looting all this and show you my rotation. So I love being a kitty cat. It's so awesome. I miss it though. Like I miss selling my gear. Like I had all the epics. I had the legendary armor I had the tier, what was it? I think it was not this tier gear, or the last tier, but the tier before that, I was fully tiered out in that. I think it's the 359 gear, when the cat would turn into something totally different. But yeah, that's that. I should start doing dailies again, but really don't like doing them. Yeah, I'm trying to get a mount from Tobar. I'm 100 away from getting it. It's the mount that I think is flying, but also I'm trying to get the guild mount to get exalted, so I might want to start doing my dailies again. Cause they do come in handy. They give you decent amount of gold. So let's go over here. Looking up. Okay, fully buffed. Okay, well, I'm gonna open up with Wrath for a bit. See, that's a measly low amount of damage for me. But I don't have any enchantments on. Alright, so far, I'll stop once I get in the middle to show you my rotation. There's my item activating. So this is basically the rotation I know. I wasn't really had anyone help me with that because when I came to World of Warcraft, I started playing hunters when they had mana. So that tells you how long I've been playing. So yeah, with that said, I'm gonna